Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.
You're watching OnFire-TV.com, featuring news, interviews, and entertainment. Broadcasting from Radio On Fire Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, here's your host, Diamond K.
Welcome back. Your man Diamond K in here, of course, the Diamond K Show on Fire-TV.com, OnFire-TV.com. Lot of topics that we need to get into today. Of course, we're going to talk about the Fox and Dominion lawsuit. The settlement has been reached with regards to that. This 16-year-old that was shot by this adult for knocking on his door. After he knocked on his door, we're going to talk about that. Prosecutors in Baltimore dropping the case against a man who shot some squeegee kids. Former Ravens defensive end Chris Smith passing away. We're going to talk about that. Of course, one of the Mexico kidnapping survivors, she has been arrested on something that happened prior to that trip to Mexico. We're going to talk about that. Also, I'm going to react to the mayor's, Baltimore's mayor, Brandon Scott's State of the City. Talk about that. Jonathan Majors, the backlash, the drama continues for him. His manager and PR firm have all dropped him. A lot of things going on today here on the program. Of course, at the Diamond K Show on all social media. We'll be back right after this. So, as I said, this lawsuit with regards to Fox News, and I think that it does a lot with regards to the importance of the truth. Lot with regards to that. Fox and Dominion have reached a $787 million settlement over these election claims. So the Dominion is a voting system, and they have reached this settlement with Fox News. It was defamation. They have averted the trial. Both sides were skeptical about going to trial. This case exposed how the top-rated Fox News chased viewers by promoting what they knew, what they admitted, and what we all know were lies. Lies about the 2020 presidential election. The big lie. They pushed the big lie on Fox News. Truth matters. Truth matters. DJ Nitro, what's up, homie? Truth matters. And Lavish, how's it going? The lies that were told have consequences. $787 million is a very big consequence. So Dominion's lawyer, Justin Nelson, said in the news conference outside of the courthouse after the judgment, or the judge announced the deal, rather. So Dominion was asking for $1.6 billion, and they argued that Fox damaged their reputation by pushing the phony conspiracy theories about the equipment switching votes from Trump to Biden That was a lie. That was a clear lie. And Fox said that the amount greatly overstated the value of the Colorado-based company. So there's a lot of back and forth about that. But Fox has agreed to pay $787 million to Dominion Voting Systems. They were lying. Okay. They were lying, pushing President Trump's big lie. Now, the resolution in Delaware Superior Court follows a recent ruling by Judge Eric Davis in which he allowed the case to go to trial while emphasizing it was crystal clear that none of the allegations about Dominion aired on Fox by Trump allies was true. Now, in a statement issued shortly after the announcement, Fox News said that the network acknowledged that the court's rulings finding certain claims about Dominion to be false. It did not respond to any inquiry asking for elaboration. They didn't want to go any deeper than that. He did not want to go deeper than that. But as I said, the Fox News and Dominion lawsuit has been settled, $787 million that Fox News is going to be paying out for pushing election lies on their airwaves. Lies they knew they were lies. Fox was trying to say, oh, we're just reporting the news and we got to do this, but they knew that they were lies. And in subsequent emails, text messages, etc., it was uncovered that they were lying. So the company sued both Fox News and its parent company, Fox Corp, and said its business had been significantly damaged. I'm sure that their business was significantly damaged. Fox knew the truth. It was argued in court papers. It knew that the allegations against Dominion is this voting machine company, right? They handle the voting machines in one county in California. But nonetheless, it knew, Fox, the allegations against this company were outlandish, crazy, ludicrous, and nuts. Yet it used the power and influence of its platform to promote that false story. That is what they did. Promoting that false story. This is a story that a lot of Trump supporters and Donald Trump still says. But the news organization aired falsehoods while noting how the bogus election claims still persist 2.5 years after Trump lost his bid for re-election. The statements at issue were dramatically different than the truth. In fact, although it cannot be attributed directly to Fox statements, it is noteworthy that some Americans still believe that the election was rigged, mainly because Trump and his minions continue to say it, and they used Fox News and other friendly media outlets to push this lie. So Fox News, how's it going? Fox News, I don't know. I guess they look at it like, look, we're just going to pay this money, get this thing over with so we can stop. Because nobody wanted to go to court. Nobody wanted to go to court. The libel would have been difficult to prove. Not impossible, but difficult. And Fox, of course, has been getting so much bad press with regards to this that they just wanted this thing to be over with. They just wanted this thing to be over with. Fox and Dominion reaching a settlement over these false election claims. I don't think this is the end of it. I think this might be the end of the Dominion part. But I still think that there's going to be more to this story. Fox is going to still have more lawsuits coming. You can just wait and see on that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show. Of course, onfire-tv.com. onfire-tv.com/shop. Check out some of the merch. Let's do this. Take a quick break. and we'll come back with more of the show after this.
Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American-owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You man, Diamond K in here, of course, the Diamond K Show on fire-tv.com, on fire-tv.com. So a man has been charged in the front door shooting of a black teen, Ralph Y'all. I mean, this is such a crazy story, very unfortunate. This 84-year-old white man in Kansas City, Missouri, was yesterday with first-degree assault for shooting a 16-year-old who mistakenly went to the man's home to pick up younger brothers. Now, the prosecuting attorney, Zachary Thompson, said in a news conference that there was what he called a racial component Thursday night when Andrew Lester twice shot 16-year-old Ralph Y'all, who is recovering at home after being released from the hospital. Nothing in the charging documents said that the shooting was racially motivated. Okay? We are trying to understand, but this is very frustrating. I mean, they claim that the criminal justice system is working and will continue to work. We will see about that. This shooting is outrageous. Outrageous. Civic political leaders, including President Biden, are demanding justice. Some, including lawyers for Y'all, pressed the racial dimension of the case. Because why did he shoot this young man? He shot through the glass. Shot through the glass. This 16-year-old is an honor student, an all-state band member. He was trying to pick up his two younger brothers, twin brothers, when he approached the wrong house at roughly 10 p.m. Lester came to the door and shot Y'all in the forehead, then shot him again in the right forearm. No words were exchanged before the shooting. The probable cause statement said, afterward, Y'all got up to run and heard Lester yell, "Don't come round here," said in a statement. Y'all ran to multiple homes asking for help before finding someone who would call the police. It is really, really sad. This young man, his mother sent him to pick up the boys, and he's a kid. He went to the wrong house. He's about a block away from where he should have been. Cassius, what's going on, baby? And it is really a sad situation. I'm glad that the young man is alive. The assault charge carries a penalty of up to life in prison. Lester also was charged with armed criminal action, which has a penalty range from 3 to 15 years in prison. Lester was not charged with a hate crime. 16 years old, goes and knocks on a door, he's doing what his mother told him to do, trying to pick up his brothers and his twin brothers, and knocks on the wrong door and is shot. Missouri is among roughly 30 states in America with a stand your ground law, which allows for the use of deadly force in self-defense. But the prosecutor determined that the shooting was not in self-defense. I'm glad to hear that, because it definitely was not self-defense. An arrest warrant was issued, but Lester was not yet in custody. Lester told police that he lives alone and had just gone to bed when he heard his doorbell ring. How dare somebody ring his doorbell? He said he picked up his gun and went to the door where he saw a black male pulling the exterior storm door handle, and he thought someone was breaking in. The number for Lester was not in service on Monday evening, and it was not immediately clear whether he had an attorney to speak on his behalf. So you can see where this defense is going to try to take things. He's going to try to say, I was in fear for my life, so I let off shots at this kid. Shot through the glass. Yeah, this is just a crazy situation. Crazy situation. 10 o'clock at night. And he said he thought someone was trying to break into his house. He just opened the door. I mean, goodness gracious. So I don't know how this is going to end. I don't feel good about it. Let me say that. I don't feel good about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, of course, on fire-tv.com. Take a quick break, and we'll be back with more right after this.
You're watching OnFire-TV.com, featuring news, interviews, and entertainment. Broadcasting from Radio On Fire Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, here's your host, Diamond K.
Welcome back. You man, Diamond K in here. Of course, the Diamond K Show on fire-tv.com. Need to get in touch with me, djdiamondk@gmail.com. So we reported on this case initially, and it appears that it is over. Baltimore prosecutors have dropped the case against the man who shot some squeegee kids. The Baltimore City State's Attorney's Office said today that they're dropping this case. He was accused of shooting two squeegee workers. 26 years old, Mr. Dixon, accused of shooting these workers back in May of 2021 after his mother reported that people were washing windows, car windows, squeegee kids, stole more than $2,000 from her using Cash App. Remember that took her phone, that kind of thing? The Assistant State's Attorney, Jennifer Brady, told the Baltimore Circuit Judge Hong that she had exhausted all avenues trying to locate one of the men to testify against Dixon. So they are not trying, they just was like, we were wrong, whatever, we don't want no smoke. Dixon was set to stand trial on the charges that included 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder. So Baltimore prosecutors are dropping those charges. And it was a crazy case. It was a crazy case, but he's not going to face any charges. Baltimore prosecutors dropping the case against him. And it appears that that's going to be it with regards to that. It's a crazy case. A lot of craziness, a lot of firearms. People are trigger happy. And that's just the way it goes in the big city. Former Baltimore Ravens defensive end Chris Smith, just a sad story, 31 years old, but this former Baltimore Ravens player is dead. Smith's agent confirmed his passing today. The cause of death not immediately known, but definitely want to send condolences to his family, friends, and loved ones. He's born in 1992. Smith played for the XFL's Seattle Sea Dragons this season. Previously spent 8 seasons in the NFL with Jacksonville, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Las Vegas, and Houston. So Smith was with the Browns in 2019 when his girlfriend was killed. She was hit by a car after she exited the vehicle that he was driving. That had to be horrible. She was standing on the road's shoulder when the vehicle driven by a 47-year-old woman smashed into the passenger side of Smith's car. Smith and her had a daughter shortly before her death. After playing at Arkansas, Smith was drafted to the Jaguars in the 5th round back in 2014. He finished with a 11 career sacks in 72 games. Statement from the Baltimore Ravens on Chris Smith says this: "We are extremely saddened to learn of Chris Smith's passing. Chris made a big impact by the way he treated people. His smile, caring nature, and positive attitude were contagious. We extend our love and support to Chris's family. May he rest in peace." That was a statement from the Baltimore Ravens on the passing of former player, 31-year-old Chris Smith. Yeah, just sad story there.
Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.
Welcome back. You may Kate in here. One of the Mexico kidnapping survivors has been arrested, and this is for an incident that took place actually before that trip to Mexico. So previously we talked about it. The siblings Latavia McGee and Eric Williams were kidnapped by the cartel in Mexico. Their friends, Shaheed Woodard and Zindell Brown, were gunned down after they tried to run from the cartel in Mexico. Now it has been reported that McGee was arrested in relation to an incident that took place in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, in February of this year. So the incident reported that girls who were involved in a school fight came back to the scene with their mom and their grandmother, with the grandmother coming to the scene, grabbing someone by the shirt and hitting them. From there, police were told that the mother pulled a firearm from her purse and waved it before fleeing the scene. McGee was charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor and released on her own recon. Mark Cummings, an attorney for McGee, said that this charge is in no way related to the torture and death that McGee went through. He continued, "We believe that the police department was just doing their job. We are grateful for the hard work the police department does, but we do look forward to the charges being dismissed." Stay tuned for more updates on that. Man, she has a way of staying in the news, doesn't she? But as I said, this happened before the incident that we came to know her about. Baltimore is back, says Mayor Scott. He unveiled some priorities for 2023, in his State of the City address, which took place last night. And he spoke to a packed house for, I don't know, almost 30 minutes, outlining some of his accomplishments in the last 2.5 years in office. And you remember, we spoke to the mayor within his first 100 days, and optimistic. He has a different way of looking at things and wanting to do things. Change takes time. He cannot turn the city of Baltimore around in 2.5 years. So what he's asking for, what he's building up to, is Baltimore giving him 4 more years. Mayor Scott emphasized the reported decreases in homicides and non-fatal shootings, as well as unemployment and vacant houses. Homicides, non-fatal shootings, down. Now, you may say, what are you talking about? No, not eliminated. There has been a decrease in the homicides and non-fatal shootings. Now, are we where we need to be as a city with regards to this violent crime? No. But progress has been made. Unemployment numbers are down. Along with growth in small businesses and the economy, Scott talked about new school buildings and renovated facilities, building library, rec centers. You know, it sounded very optimistic. He said, and he wanted to point out that Baltimore was heading in the wrong direction. According to Mayor Scott, he was elected because he wants to do something different. Now, has he in 2.5 years erased everything bad that's happened in Baltimore? No. No one can do that. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes determination, and it takes a coalition of people. He addressed recent violence, specifically involving young people. This has been on the rise. His comments, of course, followed a violent weekend where several teens were shot, including 12-year-old Jalen Richards, who was killed. One of the ways his administration is looking to curb the trend is by deploying a summer youth engagement strategy. There's also going to be curfews. But in order for this to work, we need the help of the village. That means everybody has to help out. So they're also talking about this youth engagement strategy. It's going to include extended hours at the rec centers, midnight basketball, summer pool parties, and summer camps. We're bringing back the Baltimore Lit Teen Series, putting 7,000 people to work through Youth Works. And yes, we'll be enforcing the curfew, Mayor Scott said. Baltimore has a lot of work to do. And the mayor acknowledged this, but he also said that work has to be done at the local, state, and federal levels. So here we are. He also did the State of the City in Cherry Hill. Said he wanted to take it out of City Hall and bring it to the community. Brought it to the people. I thought that was a good move. Now, 2024 is when the election is. And I think that he's getting ahead of things. Campaign. This was a campaign speech. It was the State of the City, but it was also a campaign speech. He is preparing to run for re-election. Has the mayor of Baltimore done enough to earn your vote? He talked about guns. Oh, hey, Tina, how's it going? Yes, the mayor also talked about guns, talked about ghost guns, talked about getting guns off the street, talked about that. But let me double down on this. He cannot clean up the entire city in 2.5 years. Baltimore has been going downward for a long time. You can't clean everything in 2.5 years. And I think that everybody knows that. So who if not Mayor Scott, then who? Right? I think that we need to give this young man another 4 years. I do. I do. If we bring in somebody else, right? You give him 4 years, and then you say, you know what? We don't like what he's doing. You ain't doing things fast enough. So then you bring in somebody else, right? And then they got their own ideas. And then would you get him 4 years? And he's out, this is not working. If we bring in somebody else. No, I mean, we need some stability here. We need somebody with a plan. We need somebody who's invested. We need someone who's not corrupt. And one thing that I can say about Brandon Scott is that he cares about Baltimore. He talks about it all the time. He's the son of the city of Baltimore. And talked about renovations and, trying to bring new businesses. But most importantly, talked about renovating the shopping center at Emerson Village, shopping center in Walbrook Junction. A lot of things that need to be done. But Tina, what are you saying? Parents need to stand their ground too. What do you mean by that, Tina? Are you saying that parents need to get involved with their kids? I hope that's what you mean, because it is true. The people need to care. Absolutely. People care, right? But I think that also people are afraid sometimes to interject. See, when I was a kid, adults you didn't even know could interject, and you respected them because they were adults. But your parents and your grandparents raised you to respect adults. Nowadays, a lot of times, parents say, look, it ain't your father, it ain't me, your mother, you ain't got to listen to nobody. You know, they kind of, you ain't my father, and you can't tell nobody nothing. Yes, people are out of control. Tina's saying people are out of control, and I agree with that. People are definitely out of control. So I think that in the weeks and months to come, Mayor Brandon Scott is going to make his case for re-election. He's going to make his case as to why he thinks that he has earned your vote, why he wants another opportunity for another term as the mayor. Now, some people are going to say no. Some people are going to say that. And I think that this is going to be a difficult re-election campaign. I don't think that it's going to be easy. I think that folks are frustrated. I think that Brandon Scott, is going to have to make his case to the people of Baltimore as to why he feels he has earned their votes. So this is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. It's not going to be easy. I was talking to some senior citizens earlier today about Brandon Scott, and both of the ladies that I talked to in their 70s, they were not happy with the mayor. So I asked them, why? What are you upset about? What hasn't the mayor done? And they couldn't tell me. They started saying the same things that we've been saying, talking about crime and guns and streets and this kind of stuff. Yes, he's had 2.5 years. And I told the ladies, look, I don't work for the mayor, right? But I think that the mayor's doing a good job. I think the mayor's doing the best job that he can do. And when I really started talking to the ladies about it, because they couldn't really pinpoint what he had done wrong, they were just saying that they were upset. So I said, what station do you watch for the news when you watch the news? And both the ladies said, we watch Fox 45. It's like, what? But of course. So they have been drilled with this propaganda from the right-leaning Fox 45. If you notice, Fox 45 will say everybody who's elected to any office in Baltimore, they say is terrible. It's just negative. It's a lot of negativity. Now, it's not all negative. Sometimes they highlight things that are positive that are happening in the city. But when they have to talk to some people, when a crime happens, when they want to get somebody on the screen, they don't get the best people. They don't get the most marketable people when they're talking to citizens, right? They try to highlight negativity. And when you talk about politicians in this city, they tear them all down. Well, I mean, except for through Vignaraja. Oh, they love through Vignaraja. But everybody else, Fox 45 tears down. But I'm looking forward to this election season 2024. Has the mayor of Baltimore, has Brandon Scott done enough to get your vote? As I said, it's going to be tough for him. And we're definitely going to have him on the show. But it's going to be tough for him to make this case. But I hope that he makes the case, because I think that he still has more work to do. And I feel that he should be reelected. Let me know your thoughts.
You're watching OnFire-TV.com, featuring news, interviews, and entertainment. Broadcasting from Radio On Fire Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, here's your host, Diamond K.
Welcome back. Before we get out of here, definitely have to talk about it. Jonathan Majors, the actor, has been booted from multiple projects following these assault charges. His manager, his PR team have all dropped him. And it's not looking good. It is not looking good at all. Of course, Majors recently starred in Creed. And I mean, he's playing Kang the Conqueror in the Marvel universe, made appearances in Ant-Man and the Wasp and Loki season 1. But in late March, Majors was arrested in New York City under charges of strangulation, assault, and harassment after a domestic dispute with a 30-year-old woman. The NYPD said in a statement that the victim suffered minor injuries to her head and her neck. She was taken to the hospital in stable condition. Major's attorney, his defense attorney, shared in a statement that reads in part, Jonathan Majors is completely innocent and is provably the victim of an altercation with a woman he knows. We are quickly gathering and presenting evidence to the district attorney with the expectation that all charges will be dropped. After news of Major's arrest surfaced, the U.S. Army pulled its Be All You Can Be ad campaign, which featured the actor. Things are just going in a bad direction for this young man right now. And you know how it is. When bad news happens, when drama comes to someone, people tend to dump on them. People have been dumping on this actor since this news surfaced. But I mean, things aren't looking good. I'm not going to say that things are looking good, because they're not. Just 3 weeks ago, you know how you say it was all good just a week ago? It was all good 3 weeks ago. Arrested on these domestic violence charges in New York. And she claims that he ended up assaulting his girlfriend, assaulting her, after she grabbed his phone to see who was texting him. So I don't know. But this could just come out to be her word against his, and he can't really prove anything. But here's the bad part. Once you put this kind of stuff out there, you can't take it back. Like it's already there. The damage has already been done. The damage to his career has been done. And it can't be taken back. How do you take it back? How do you put the toothpaste back in the bottle? You can't put the toothpaste back in the bottle. You've got to be careful who you associate with. And you got to be careful what you do. Now, I'm not saying that he's guilty or innocent. I don't know. I'm just saying one of them's telling the truth and one of them's lying. One's telling the truth, one is lying. I don't know which one is which. We're going to find that out pretty soon. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Don McKay Show. Of course, onfire-tv.com. Onfire-tv.com. Last thing before we get out of here. Maryland Senator Cardin has been recommended to temporarily replace Senator Feinstein on committee. So Maryland's senior senator has been recommended for this job. He's a Democrat of Maryland. Now, Cardin tweeted that Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat of New York, recommended that he be the temporary replacement on the committee. During a news conference today, Schumer was asked whether he has selected a senator who he would like to temporarily replace Feinstein, who is recovering from a bout of shingles. He said Ben Cardin. And, I think that's cool. It's also been reported by the Associated Press that Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell said Tuesday that Republicans will not allow Democrats to temporarily replace Feinstein on the committee, arguing that they only want to stand-in to push through the most partisan judges. He called the effort to place a substitute on the panel an extremely unusual request. Now, mind you, McConnell has been out recovering from falling down. He can't seem to stand up, and he keeps falling down. And so, just you can always expect Mitch McConnell to just be slimy and grimy. So Senate Republicans will not take part in sidelining a temporarily absent colleague off a committee just so Democrats can force through their very worst nominees. You want to talk about worst nominees? That's the Republicans, the nominees that they push through. But this is one of the many things about politics that the average American just doesn't like. Just the cat fight, the high schoolness, the immaturity, the adolescent games. And most of these people are senior citizens. Man, people just don't grow up. They just grow old. Cardin, of course, is an attorney and a former state lawmaker, has been a member of the Senate representing Maryland since 2007. So after missing votes and being absent from the Senate since February. So she's been out since February. He's talking about Mitch McConnell, that this is just a temporary thing. She's been out since February. She's 89 years old. She was hospitalized in San Francisco with complications from shingles. I mean, I think it's time for her to call it a career. She's had a great career. But I guess they're going to do all that in due time. We're going to see what happens. Interesting situation there. Of course, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Don McKay Show. Of course, on fire-tv.com. I will be back here tomorrow, 6 p.m., of course. You want to follow what we're doing. Very easy to do that on fire-tv.com. You can become a patron. Support us on Patreon. You can do that on fire-tv.com/join. And I will see you guys tomorrow.